Hello, this is the Harboring Light. I'm Mary. I simply give conservative perspectives and observations about the world around me. I'm greatly appreciative to my viewers. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for listening. I want to give you some information here. I am growing my show. So not only can you hear me on Anchor, I am on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Audible. Now, if you enjoy this content and you like this content, please feel free to share my content with others. I greatly appreciate that. So, let's get into today's topic. Today, we're talking about moving out of your comfort zone. Now, I think when you do that, I think that it helps you develop and to understand things a whole lot better, and understand your sense of self a whole lot better, and understand your insecurities a lot better. Particularly what I see in the media, particularly along the lines of advertisement, is always a thing of doing what's comfortable, of a constant enjoyment, doing things that bring that makes you feel good. And there's no knock to them. That's they're in if you want to be honest with advertisement, that's what they're in the business of. They are in the business of doing things that make you feel good. That's doing things that are comfortable, doing things that you can easily understand and get behind. That's their business model. And that business model that leaks into what you see sometimes in television shows, and certain television shows that are really popular, and certain music, and the list goes on. But I think when you perpetually put yourself in the position of just staying stagnant, you start to ignore things and start to be desensitized towards what's really going on around you, and that can be a troubling thing. Because why am I saying this, and what does this actually mean? And the reason why I'm saying this, because you start to either forget or not care about real issues. And that, I believe, and I think that leads to a whole lot of unnecessary issues and a whole lot of unnecessary suffering that is going on in today's climate. And that just goes on in society, and that has gone on in society before this. What the current climate that we're going on and dealing with right now. People not having a real sense of reality. And I think it's very important to keep yourself grounded and to want to venture yourself out and want to push yourself towards something different and understand different things and to challenge yourself. Now, that whole thing with that I just had mentioned right now would challenge yourself. I think if you challenge yourself to do things that you wouldn't normally go about doing or wouldn't normally think of or say or try to understand, I think that can help your sense of thinking, and that can help you understand your place in the world. So for instance, let's say you typically you typically want to talk about things about the weather when you get to know someone, right, on a surface level. You typically want to talk about things like that. That's just, even if you're at a that's all well and good when you get into the phase of getting to know someone, but when it feels like you have that sort of personality, I just want to talk about the weather, even though you're beyond that stage of understanding that person. You just spill out things that are just safe, or talk about things that are just safe to you or to that person. You're not really getting to the point of wanting to understand that person, or wanting that person to understand you. And what's all that about? I think that puts up a very important point of insecurities and not wanting to bond with people, and breaking away from a sense of wanting a community of people to come together and build and grow, and to meld through the messiness of the human experience, and to get to a higher ground. And I think that it's important to internalize that and realize things like that. And once we understand that, I think we can grow as people. Now, I have a very unique perspective on this. Now, when I was coming up, and I always thought it was pretty cool to get to understand people's different points of view. I always wanted to go out of my comfort zone to know what other people thought about things, or understand other people. That was just within my nature. I was just a very curious child, and that's pretty much typical for children. They're very curious. They want to understand things like that. And when I was older and getting and crossing into my middle school years, my teen years, that kind of stayed with me. And I just understood that it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, as far as when you get into middle school, and even more particularly in high school, you see these type of cliques, as you want to say, or you can say it, and to see in that particular point of view, that people only wanted to deal with someone that was I don't know, they can identify like that's a jock, or that's a typical nerd or what have you, all these different labels that would float on and float about when you're growing up and you're melving through the murkiness of adolescence and to transition to adulthood. And then in that sense of tribalism, that sense of wanting to only belong, to say the least, to that certain tribe that you identify with. When I think that it's good to try and to get the kind of well-balanced or well-perspective about everyone. And I just simply, when I was in middle school and high school and all that, I simply wanted to try to know different people. And that really spilled into my friendships, because I just appreciated people that said, "Hey, I'm here. I'm trying to go through this experience of being a young person and figuring things out. I just want to figure things out, and I like this, and this is what I like. If you don't like it, that's cool, and if you do, that's cool with me." And I just forming bonds like that, not feeling like you have to be a certain way or look a certain way or do a certain thing in order to fit in. And that really resonated with me. And I really appreciated people who have self-discipline and who just wanted to be accountable for themselves and their actions, and who wanted to tend to do things that were good and healthy, and just wanted to have a sense of balance like that. And I think that was just great that I understood that at a pretty early age. And when I started to reach the phases of my adulthood, as you go along the lines of when I went to college, and when I was going to university, and then moving to grad school, I tend to try to do things that were out of my comfort zone, to take classes that I wasn't particularly good at, but I just would help me as far as my mental capabilities, my development, and about my perspective about the world around me, or to converse with students and understand different perspectives, and converse with students that I didn't agree with, and trying to find a common ground, and just to understand all these things, and to understand my own insecurities about things, and to work through all that, and to realize about my faults and my flaws at the time when I was trying to figure things out for myself, and all these kind of things. And going on to the working world and getting my first job, and getting through the anxiety and the insecurities of having your first job, and wanting to establish yourself, and wanting to fit in with that, and wanting to find your own way and your own direction in everything, and knowing your self-worth, and all these kind of things that goes with you, and that you take with you when you figuring that out with your first job. Well, this wasn't my first job, but I had jobs before. But as far as because I had, I had that working ethic to like it's important to work and have some money for yourself and everything. But essentially, from a professional point of view, this was my first job from when I went to school for, because I got a degree and I went to the U of H and I got a degree in communications, and I was fortunate and lucky enough to find a degree in that field. I'm sorry, to find a job in that field using my degree. I was very fortunate to have that, and I was very fortunate to have a support system, and I was fortunate to have a boss that helped me find opportunities like that. And I was fortunate enough to have a boss that that I could talk to, and I could share my viewpoints about and can share my concerns with, and greatly appreciative of that. And then in that, with going along the lines of what I'm saying with my first job, that it was a lot of ebbs and flows that went in that, and it was a lot of hardship that went in it. But moving on to that, into other jobs that I had after that, it taught me a lot of different life lessons, because when I was going into that job, I knew it was a contract job and all that, and so that contract jobs, it's just the nature of the beast. It's a contract job. It's not guaranteed to develop or to where you want to. Things a lot like that can happen. It's just, that's the way it goes. And I think it's important to set yourself up and to challenge yourself with possibilities like that, because you start to understand yourself and how you work and how you deal with setbacks, how you deal with challenges that can be just very that can just bring your spirit down, and building yourself back up from that, and to move on and to figure things out for yourself and figure your path and where you want to go. And I'm just immensely grateful for that. And because of that, I was able to move on to different sectors, and to know that it's important to understand what my purpose is and what my goals are, and to figure that out and continue to bring that in my path of what I'm looking for. So in these other positions that I had outside of this contract job, and moving beyond the contract job, I always try to stick to the sense of what is my purpose for this? What are my end goals of this? What am I looking for? And because of that, it led me to, maybe going to grad school is a better option, better possibility. So let's explore that. Let's do that. And at that time, when I was thinking about this possibility of grad school for me and wanted to set that up for myself, I was going through a crossroads of understanding and knowing that I'm still not at that place where, as far as personally, for career, for family, and wanting to find the person to settle down with. And I just made the harsh decision, along the lines of, I think it's good for me to get out of my comfort zone and to move on and to go to grad school. But at the same time, I need to use the challenges of going to grad school to find that sense of purpose of my extending and perfecting my career goals, but also continue to holding on to wanting my family goals, and to not settle for thinking that it's all or nothing. And I just appreciate that about myself, that I knew early on that you can have all these things, and you can strive for all these things, but there's comes sacrifices, and it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You just got to figure all that out and see how it works. And because of that, I was able, and I was finally at the sense of self, and I was able to find my husband. And I was just very grateful, because I said to myself that this is I finally found him. And this is the result of understanding that it's important to move out of your comfort zone, because if you don't move out of your comfort zone, you miss out. You can't explore and understand and find your purpose. And because I chose to do that, I was able to find my amazing husband, and it changed my life forever. And unfortunately, grad school didn't work out the way that I had planned, and the way I thought it would for me. But at the same time, and in the grand scheme of things, does that really matter? Because I decided to get out of my comfort zone and go to grad school, I was able to find this amazing man. And it's just incredible when you just decide to do things like that for yourself. And I think that that's important, to have that sense of moving out of your comfort zone. And I think that should be stressed in society even more so now, because you start to build a sense of understanding and purpose, and so many amazing things can happen from that, and people can really come together for greater purposes instead of being polarized and separated. And I think we should get back to that. Well, I'm reaching toward the end of the segment, and I hope you enjoy what you heard. Again, if you like this content, please feel free to share it. Again, I'm on Anchor. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on Amazon Music and Audible. And I'm looking to grow and expand, and I would greatly appreciate that. And this was The Harboring Light. I'm Mary, and I really hope you enjoy what you heard.